Okay, so Mother Parvati is putting a curse on Chitraketu, right? My dear son, because she's the mother. So take birth in a family of demons. Nice mother, huh? Motherly affection. Take birth in a low, sinful family of demons. So you will not commit offense against such exalted, saintly persons. Oh. She's very attached to her husband, right? Mm-hmm. So Sukadeva Goswami speaking then, Chitraketu was cursed. How does Chitraketu react? He descended from his aeroplane, bowed before her with great humility, and pleased her completely. Very great. So you see, this is the Vaishnava, that he will accept whatever situation we're in as the arrangement of the Lord. So Chitraketu says to Parvati, my dear mother, with my own hands folded together, I accept the curse upon me. I do not mind the curse. Happiness and distress are given by the demigods as a result of one's past deeds. Can you think like that? Are you able to think like that every moment? It's not very easy, is it?
Not even while reading this.
Huh?
Not even while reading this.
Why is this happening to me? What did I do?
Why does it happen to me only?
How they could do this to me? Somebody does something to you, you know.
Maharaj, but this karma bhumi is only Earth, this universe. This is Vidyadhara planet. So even there, the this means karma is actually working there also.
Well, he travels a lot, you know. It's not just the Vijayadhara Loka. He does travel around. Chitraketu was traveling around. I don't know that with Vijayadhara Loka. But certainly seems like they're cursing.
What's your question?
You know, you can curse. We know in the heavenly planets they curse each other.
No, he is saying because of past misdeeds we get whatever we are getting. So there, how
So you
it
don't
is
generate any new karma, but you still have to suffer your karma. It's like animals, they generate.
But then now he's there, he's just for enjoyment, you know. And still he's getting some
You still get the reaction.
reaction.
You get reaction. You
Yeah,
just
you
don't generate
can
new
get
karma.
reaction.
Karma is only this. You can't get karma.
I didn't mind Russia.
Generally, we say this planet is karma kshetra, right? We earn our karma here. But you suffer and enjoy your karma in other places.
This is the karma, the Bharata Varsha.
So like animals, they suffer their karma.
This
They
is
don't
where
generate
the
new karma.
karma chakra
There,
is,
everywhere else
right?
they don't generate. Karma bhumi is just the earth, the Bharata section.
So Prabhupada writes here, Chitraketu knew that he had not committed any offense at the lotus feet of Lord Shiva or the goddess Parvati. Yet he had been punished, and this means that the punishment had been ordained. In other words, the punishment was meant to happen. It was the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. And so then Prabhupada quotes 10:14:8, right? The famous verse. Tate nukampa. So that's very common for us to quote that verse. Devotees should be humble and meek and accept any condition. Go on with our devotional suffering is a process of purification. definitely not easy to remember that, right? And then Prabhupada quotes Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur again about the nature of devotional service, that for one who is engaged in Krishna conscious activities, he's not under the laws of karma. Right? People often ask us like that about, is this my karma? As devotees, are we getting karma? Well, if somebody is engaged in devotional service, because from the time of initiation, they've surrendered to the spiritual master, and so they're not supposed to be under the laws of karma. But what things happen to us? Of course, things do happen to us after initiation. Still, we will get sick. We'll have problems. Difficulties will come on. Why do they come? It's the arrangement of Krishna. We have to accept it as being the divine arrangement. Prabhupada quotes Brahma Samhita Karmani Nirdahati Kintu Cha Bhakti Bhajam. Devotion burns up to the roots all the karma. And then Bhagavad Gita, same point. In Srimad Bhagavatam, same point. Before attaining the stage of love, one becomes free from all the results of karma. Prabhupada quoted so many verses from important verses, key verses, which we often quote. We should know these verses. They're very, very useful in our preaching. So then Krishna is very kind towards his devotees.
Maharaj,
Yeah?
from this verse, it seems that karma is there up to the prema stage, even though you are initiated. One becomes free from all the results of karma before attaining the stage of love.
Uh-huh.
It says before attaining the stage of love, one becomes free from the results of karma. So it seems that even though you are initiated, unless you have reached the stage of prema, the karma is there.
Well, if you've already surrendered to Krishna, you're following the principles and you're doing everything you're supposed to do, you're no longer under the laws of karma. Although there still may be some trace, some small traces here, right? Swam Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna Punyashra Ridi Antastotya Vijanoti Surajit. The desire for material, the karma is just removed. And if the Nasta praise for Nityam Bhagavati Uttama I'm thinking there's still, it's almost not to nil. Almost to nil. The desire for material enjoyment is removed almost to nil. Nityam by regularly hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is inauspicious within the heart of the candidate is eradicated almost to nil. Almost to nil means there still may be some slight traces are there for joy. But practically the karma, the suffering of a devotee doesn't think his suffering is karma, but rather we think it is just simply the arrangement of Krishna to purify us. That's how it's presented here. But we see this as Krishna's arrangement. one devotee was distributing books in the airport. You know, nowadays we cannot do books in the airport, but we used to. So the devotee was in Chicago airport distributing books. You know, it's not easy, you know, distribute books in Chicago airport. And people are going for a flight, you know, they're very passionate, you know, they're tense, and so we're trying to distribute books. Anyway, this one devotee, Pragosh Prabhu was an American devotee, not the Irish Pragosh, but the American devotee, Prabhupada. So he was distributing books, and he offered the book to someone, and they punched him in the face. Got a punch in him. What did he do? He said, "Thank you, Krishna." You know, he could have fought. You know, he was a well-built guy. You know, he wasn't a weak one, but he thought, I should tolerate it, because if you fight back, you make a big scene. You know, and definitely the police will come, big problems. So he just tolerated. He said, "Thank you, Krishna." Sometimes you have to do like that. You have to tolerate. So, the Lord is kind to His devotees. A devotee in any condition is not subjected to the results of karma. Now you're quoting this other verse which says, before attaining the stage of love, one becomes free from all the results of karma. Okay, so no contradiction. What's the problem? A devotee is not under the results of karma, and here it's saying, before you come to the stage of love of God, you have to get free from all the karma.
Because initially, during initiation, not all the karma leaves us. But Krishna preserves some amount of karma, as you said, to purify us. Otherwise, how will we be purified? But during that time, Vidate Hridaya Granthis, Chidinte Sarvasamshaha, when the devotee attains Sakshat Darshan of the Lord, so during that time no more anarthas are possible in him. And during that time, all the remaining karma which was preserved by the Lord, it also gets destroyed.
Yes. Yeah. All the remaining karma will also be destroyed. So Krishna is helping to bring the devotee to come to Him. Maharaj Chitraketu, being cursed by Parvati, should be considered the mercy of the Lord, because the Lord wanted Chitraketu to return to Godhead as soon as possible. Therefore, he terminated all the reactions of his past deeds. Acting through the heart of Parvati, the Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart, cursed Chitraketu in order to end all his material reactions. So, this is the Lord acted through the heart of Parvati. It was the Lord Himself arranging for Chitraketu to come back to Godhead. And He used Parvati as the instrument for that. Okay? It's special situation. Deluded by ignorance, living entity wanders in the forest of the material world, enjoying happiness and distress, resulting from its deeds everywhere and at all times. Therefore, my dear mother, neither you nor I am to be blamed for this incident. Chitraketu speaking. He's not blaming anybody. Neither you nor I to be blamed for it. Who's done it? Who arranges it?
The Lord.
The results, the living entity in this forest of the material world. So we have to take up devotional service. Material world, yet neither the living entity himself nor others are the cause of material happiness and distress. But because of gross ignorance, the living entity thinks that he and others are the cause. We're saying, I did it! What did you do? I made the bread. I made the prasadam. I cooked. I did it. I distributed the book. I brought this person to I made this person a devotee. We think like that. I did this. We're always thinking. That's our ignorance. So we have to come to the state of goodness and then gradually come to pure goodness. Realize our position. So everything is done under the direction of the Supreme Lord. So material world is compared to the waves of a river. So Chitraketu said, what is a curse? What is a favor? What are the heavenly planets? What are the hellish planets? We say, heaven is like hell. When? When is heaven like hell?
You don't get the opportunity to serve the Lord.
When there's no Krishna. When there's no Krishna there. Heaven is like, and hell is like heaven. When Krishna is there. So what is actual happiness? What is distress? The waves flow constantly. None of them has an eternal effect. Material life, sometimes happy, sometimes sad. Bhakti, quoting Maya Ravasyacho Bese Kacho Abudu Bobai Radha Krishna Bo Bolo Resobai Jiv Krishna Das Se Vishwas Karle Tara Dukonai Haribo Jiv Krishna Das. Krishna wants to give us. He wants us to give up everything and surrender to Him. The so-called happiness of this world is also misery, but in ignorance we cannot understand this. Happiness and distress, they come together like two sides of a coin. On one side the head, the other side is the tail. So one moment you get happiness, next moment distress. Life will be like that. One moment happiness, next moment distress. Alternating. But Prabhupada says it's like a salt mine. In the salt mine there's only one taste.
Salt.
Yeah. So there's no real happiness in this world. It's just ignorance.
Maharaj, I had a question about something that Prabhu just said. So at the time of initiation, does Guru take all the karma? I thought he only took 1/6 of the karma.
The Guru?
Yeah.
Well, ideally, when you come for initiation, you should have got rid of your karma. That's why you're not given initiation immediately. You come and you have to take shelter or something, and you take shelter for like 6 months where you're following the 4 principles and you're chanting every day 16 rounds. So when you're doing these things, then you're getting rid of all your karma. So by the time, 6 months or years pass, where you've been following the 4 principles and chanting every day, your karma should all be nullified. So you come for initiation, you're not going to give any karma to the Guru. Hardly any karma. Because devotional service is so powerful that you engage, you do the morning program, you chant, you do all these things every day, that your karma will all be wiped out, will all be taken away. Nothing to worry about.
So then what we're experiencing is like stuff that, lessons that Krishna wants us to learn, or our own anarthas. So the difficulties that come to us after initiation, is that like lessons that Krishna's teaching us? Is it our own anarthas?
Well, anarthas are not necessarily karma.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Is it like anarthas instead that we're going through?
Anarthas, that's just our attachments to things. It's not that those are not wrong. Naturally, there'll be some anarthas at the time of initiation. You still have some anarthas.
So the difficulties, we understand those difficulties is because we're shedding some anarthas that are there in our heart. That's why we're going through difficulty.
Yeah. Yeah, anarthas in the heart is attachments to different things, and sometimes we commit offenses, like in deity worship, or in our chanting, or in dealing with devotees. Sometimes we may be offensive. So after initiation, we may do some things not proper. So then you get some anarthas. You get some reaction.
Thank you.
But ideally, you come for initiation, shouldn't have karma to bring. Should have wiped it all out. That's the process. But of course people cheat. People come, oh yeah, I'm chanting, oh yeah, I'm chanting. Sometimes it happens. Are you following 4 principles? Oh yeah. I'm following. Sometimes they say, more or less. More or less, right? Just a minute, what does that mean? Alright, so Chitraketu is glorifying the Lord and is recognizing his potency, and the living entity is put into ignorance to different conditions of bondage. Living entity, sometimes by knowledge the living entity is given liberation. 3 modes of nature. Sometimes happiness, sometimes distress. So who did everything? No, Krishna does everything. He's the controller behind everything. It's all done under Krishna. Material nature is moving under his direction. Of course, with the administration of people like Mother Durga, everything goes on. But ultimately, it's Lord Krishna is controlling everything. So Lord Krishna is equal to everyone. No one is very dear to him. No one is his great enemy. No one is his friend. No one is his relative. He's unattached. He's not affected by happiness or distress. So the Lord is always happy. For him, there is no question of distress. That's the difference between us and Krishna. You see, he's always happy. We're happy sometimes. Happiness and distress. How to be happy all the time?
Chant.
Huh?
Chant and be
Chant.
happy.
Chant, yeah, chant and be happy. Lord Chaitanya was happy all the time. He was chanting all the time, right? Going everywhere chanting. There's no question of being in distress. So the Lord uses his potency to create everything. Materialistic way of life. Good fortune and bad. Birth and death. The Lord is the original existence. He's not responsible for the happiness or distress. So the Lord is equal to everyone. So why are some people happy and some people in distress?
Due to karma.
Huh?
Due to fruitive activities in the past.
Well, I thought the Lord is equal to everyone. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I envy no one, I'm equal to everyone.
Depends on our level of surrender.
Now he awards the fruits of action without any partiality.
Really? So everybody should be equal.
No, everybody has different karma.
Depends on, I don't know the verse, but it depends on your level of surrender. As much as you surrender to the Lord, He reciprocates. He reciprocates.
Yes.
That's for devotees.
What is the example we give about the Lord being equal to everyone?
Shishupal.
We say the Lord is like a judge in the court, right? The judge in the court. What happens? One person goes in and the judge says 10 years in jail. Another person comes in and the judge says, give him money, pay him 10 lakh. So the man who got sent to jail, he said, you paid him 10 lakh, why are you putting me in jail 10 years? And the judge said, well, according to what you deserve, you get. The judge is equal to everyone. The judge is, he's not thinking, oh, this is my friend or this is my aunt. The judge considers, what has he done? One man did a crime, so he gets punished, put in the jail. And the other man, he got hit by a car, so he gets compensation. So different people, some people are suffered, some people are rewarded, some people are punished. But Krishna is equal to everyone. He doesn't think, oh, this person's good, this person's bad. It's just according to what they deserve. Right? So this example. The judge is, nobody is his friend, nobody is his enemy. But he has to make decisions. He has to hear the case and he decides what to do. So somebody's punished, somebody's rewarded. Right? Prabhupada writes about it. By the order of the judge, one person is released from jail and another is in prison. But the judge is not responsible. And then another example is given. Example about the lily, which opens and closes because of the sunshine. Right? In the daytime when the sun comes out, the lily will open up. When the sun goes down, then the flower will close again. So the bumblebees, they suffer and enjoy. When the flower opens, the bumblebee is happy, they can get the pollen from the flower. And when the flower closes, then they can't get the pollen anymore. But the sunshine and the sun, they are not responsible for the happiness of the bumblebee. It's not the business of the sun just to think about the bumblebee. So the same way the judge, he has his job to do. It's nothing to do with the people. So Chitraketu is speaking to this Parvati, "Oh mother, now you are now unnecessarily angry. But since all my happiness and distress are destined by my past activities, I do not plead to be excused or relieved from your curse. Although what I have said is not wrong, let whatever you think is wrong be pardoned." So Chitraketu he's not asking her to drop the curse, but he's saying, okay, I'm sorry, I've offended you. He said, you're unnecessarily angry. You didn't need to get so angry, he's saying. Because they were joking. Chitraketu and Lord Shiva are like friends. And he's actually joking with Lord Shiva when he said to him that, "Oh, Lord Shiva, you're sitting there with your..." And Lord Shiva didn't take offense, he just smiled. Lord Shiva could have said, "Are you jealous? You've got so many women with you, why are you worried? I've only got the one wife." So Chitraketu, he did not want to be released from Parvati's curse. Nonetheless, he wanted to satisfy her, because although his verdict was natural, she was displeased with him. So Chitraketu begged pardon from Parvati. It's important, if you have a bad relationship with someone, you definitely want to approach them and say, "I'm sorry if I've offended you, please forgive me." Even if you haven't offended them. But if they've got some nasty feelings towards you, you should just, "Prabhu, I'm sorry, I don't know what I did to you, but I apologize." Somehow I've offended you, you're not pleased with me, so I beg your forgiveness. And we should do it seriously, not jokingly, but before you leave the body, you want to do I remember Bhakti Tirtha Swami. Bhakti Tirtha is Samadhi is over there.
Yeah.
Bhakti Tirtha Swami. So, before he left the body, he was saying like that. He wanted to, ask devotees, said, "If I've offended any of you, forgive me. I don't want to carry any bitter feelings into the next life. Wherever you're going in the future, you carry these kind of things. If you have some grudge or some bad feelings, you take it with you into the next life, it's not very good. So better to get rid of it here. Don't keep these things hanging in the air. And just say, "I'm sorry, Prabhu, I've offended you, please forgive me." And they say, "I'll forgive you, but I'll not forget." Oh, Krishna. How do you do that? I don't know. Sometimes you get like that. You have to be careful. Anyway, Chitraketu asked Parvati to forgive him. And Chitraketu had satisfied Lord Shiva also. So Chitraketu got in his airplane and left. He just left, went away. He said, "Okay, I've been cursed, let me go. The curse will take effect. I'll take birth as a demon." No, didn't worry about it. Okay, I've got the... And Lord Shiva and Parvati, they saw Chitraketu going away. They were astonished. They smiled and they were astonished by his behavior. So Lord Shiva is going to tell his wife about the greatness of a Vaishnava. The position of a Vaishnava is very important. So Sukadeva Goswami is describing, in the presence of the great sage Narada, the demons, the inhabitants of Siddhaloka, and his personal associates, Lord Shiva, who is most powerful, spoke to his wife Parvati while they all listened. They're all there with Lord Shiva, right? The inhabitants of Siddhaloka, Narada is there, the demons are there, and Lord Shiva's personal associates. Who are the personal associates? You know any of them? Nandi.
Bhingi.
Huh?
Nandi and non more is there, na Bhingi.
Nandi, and there's also Bana. Huh? But who is it? Banasura?
Banasura is a devotee of Shiva.
Yeah, he's a devotee. He got the benediction that he could go and live with Lord Shiva, right? Lord Krishna cut off his arms and then told him, now you go and stay, be an associate of Lord Shiva. Maybe this took place before Lord Krishna. But anyway, Bana was one of the devotees of Lord Shiva. He was the son of Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj had many sons and Bana was the oldest. And Bana had 1,000 arms or something.
10,000.
Huh?
1,000 arms.
1,000. Yeah, I thought 1,000. Yeah. And Lord Krishna didn't kill him because Lord Krishna promised Prahlad Maharaj. What did he promise him?
That your entire 14 generations will become
That
devotees.
none of them, I won't kill any of your descendants. So he didn't kill Balaam. He kept his promise. But he cut his arms off to make him humble because he was so proud. Nobody could fight him. Nobody could have the strength to equal him. So he made him humble by cutting off his arms. I said, now you stay with Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva says to Parvati, have you seen the greatness of the Vaishnavas? Being servants of the servant of the Supreme Lord Hari, they are great souls and are not interested in any kind of material happiness. Right? All of you great souls, you're not interested in any kind of material happiness. Right? No?
Yes.
Yeah?
If you say so, Maharaj.
I want it in writing. Put it in writing. Sign it. Put it in there. So Lord Shiva is telling his wife, and Prabhupada is making like a conversation. He says, my dear Parvati, you are very beautiful in your bodily features. Certainly you're glorious. But I do not think you can compete with the beauty and glory of devotees who have become servants of the servant of the personality of God. Well, Lord Shiva was joking with his wife. Nobody else could speak like that with Parvati. Only Lord Shiva. And Prabhupada, he said, although Lord Shiva says, although you cursed the king, he was not afraid or sorry. So, what does that mean? Do you think when Parvati cursed him, what did she think?
That he'll be afraid and be sorry.
Yeah, like him, oh no, oh don't curse me, oh please.
Please leave me.
Don't curse me.
छोड़ दो मुझे, छोड़
Huh?
Please leave me.
Yeah, leave me, don't curse me, right? You want curse? Huh? No, please don't curse me. But here's Chitraketu. He did not say anything in retaliation. This is the excellence of a devotee. And to be a devotee is not an easy thing, huh? You have to tolerate all that. People abuse you, say nasty things. Oh, Hare Krishna. You don't get angry back. You know, they say, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Right? Means we won't have any eyes, we won't have any teeth. Hare Krishna. That was Mahatma Gandhi said that. Who said that? Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Huh? Anyway, that's very material. We don't think like that. We don't want everybody to be blind and people not have teeth. We learn to tolerate. We have to tolerate these things. People get angry, people curse you. Oh, thank you, Prabhu. You're purifying me. Curses for purification, right? So we thank them. Thank you very much. So Lord Shiva tells Parvati, you should read the whole conversation, it's very wonderful. Prabhupada got Lord Shiva talking to Parvati in this purport. Is it? Lord Shiva says to Parvati, I can impartially judge that this devotee Chitraketu has defeated you and your excellence simply by becoming a pure devotee of the Lord. Because he tolerated it. He was Tarara Pita Ishnana, he's just like a tree. This is the excellence of a devotee. Lord Shiva forbade Parvati to commit a mistake of cursing a devotee like Chitraketu. He indicated that although she was powerful, the king, without showing any power, had excelled her power by his tolerance. He was so tolerant, he tolerated her cursing. So he defeated her. She was trying to make him angry, to make him afraid, and he said, thank you, mother. That is the devotee. Very wonderful example of the devotee. To take it like that, to be tolerant. Somebody hits you on one side of the face, you should just turn the other face, turn the other cheek. That's what Lord Jesus taught like that. And then here you can see this famous verse, 28. Very famous. You all know this verse, right?
One of the verses.
So Narayana Para means, what is the meaning? Narayana Para?
Those who are devotees.
Somebody who's only interested in the service of Lord Narayan. Not just a devotee, a pure devotee. Only interested in the service of Lord Narayan. Very rare to get devotees like that. And what is the special nature of these devotees?
They are not afraid to go to hell or heaven or liberation. They only want to serve the lotus of the Lord.
Why they're not afraid?
Because they know wherever they go, they're going to serve the Lord.
They see everywhere the same. Yeah, wherever they go. Just like devotee of Krishna. Prabhupada gives the example about the threshing machine, which they have. You know, they've got this mustard seed here, and in a day or two they'll bring the machine and they'll thresh that to get the seeds out. So that machine, it can only do the one thing.
Thresh.
The same way devotees are like that. Wherever you put them, can only do, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Where's prasadam? What prasadam? What time is the kirtan? You know? One time, it was in Malaysia, I think. They got some devotees, and they thought they were not real devotees. They thought they were not real devotees. They put them in the jail. But they saw they were just chanting Hare Krishna all the time. You know? You could see how they act. They understood. Oh, these are real holy men. They're just chanting the holy name all the time. So devotees are like that. Wherever they go, chanting, dancing. You go to America, you go to London, you come to Bombay. It's the same program every day.
Bangladesh. Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. Let's leave Bangladesh out of it. Don't get into Bangladesh. So they see everywhere the same. This is very, very difficult thing to do. You get people, they come from Bangladesh, they come to Mayapur, then they want to go to Bombay, they get to Bombay, then they want to go to America. They get to America and they want a green card, and they don't want to come back, right? Want to stay there, get a job. They forget about why they came. So, ideally, we want service to Krishna. So, Brityanam, what's the meaning?
The servant of the servant.
Hmm?
Servant of the servant.
Servant of the servant, yeah. Brityanam. Chitraketu was showing the example. They have no eagerness to be happy in the heavenly planet. They only want
Service.
direct service to the Lord. So that's not an easy thing to get. But Chitraketu, he had a taste. He'd already met Anantashesha. So he had a taste of direct service. So he speaks about, Lord Shiva speaks about the nature of the material world, the dualities of happiness and distress, birth and death, curses and favors are byproducts of this material world. We come in the material world, you have to expect these kind of things. Cannot avoid it. It's the nature of the material world. Winter and summer, happiness and distress. Right? You come to Mayapur, we have to understand. There's seasons. You got a rainy season, you got a hot season, you got the monsoon season, you got the Kartik season. You got 6 seasons in the year. So it's all going on under the control of the Supreme Lord, Mother Durga, controlling everything. But who is controlling her?
Lord Supreme.
By her sweet will, she acts under the direction of Lord Krishna. Durga is not independent. So people who are Narayana Paraya, they're not disturbed. But unless you're a pure devotee, unless you've taken shelter of the Lord, you will be disturbed by the duality of the material world. If we have taken shelter, we don't mind these things. Prabhupada gives an example. Haridas Thakur, beaten in 22 marketplaces. What are some other examples of devotees who tolerated that?
Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj, okay, yes. He tolerated so many attempts by his father to kill him.
Pandavas.
Pandavas were put into exile. The
Mirabai.
The wife was, her chastity was challenged. Their home was set on fire. So many things happened to the Pandavas.
Vidura.
What?
Duryodhana throw out him of the palace.
Okay, yeah. Vidura, Duryodhana wanted him out of the palace because Duryodhana was preaching to Dhritarashtra. That this son of yours is useless, you know, he's trouble, you don't listen to him.
You should have killed him when he was a young child, he said.
So Duryodhana got Vidura out of the palace, sent him off. Yeah? Any others? Manaji? Suffering in the material world. Who tolerates it? Well, Lord Rama went into exile, going to the forest 14 years.
Kunti Maharani.
Yeah? What happened to her?
She went through so much of suffering because husband also was not there.
Yeah, Kunti said, is she complaining?
No, she's asking for more speed. So
Why?
I can remember a lot.
Yeah, because the more she's in difficulty, the easier it is to remember the Lord. So, this devotee doesn't mind the pains and pleasures of the material world because it takes shelter of the holy name. It can concentrate on the Lord. Lord Shiva gives another example. You may mistake a flower garland to be a snake. Or you experience happiness and distress in a dream. So we make a distinction between happiness and distress. One thing good, one thing bad. What we like, what we don't like. You know the verse? Chaitanya Charitamrita? Esa Brahm. What is that Brahm?
Mistake. In the material world, the conceptions of good and bad are both false.
An illusion. Right? So we make distinctions. We consider this good, this bad, but this is all
False. Illusion.
It's all
Illusion.
manodharma, right? The business of the mind. Is there some project in Gaudiya? Are they doing some? I could hear a lot of people.
I think this is building up to the God Purnima.
They started the parikrama already?
No, they do it after us.
They usually do. Yeah. But I never heard that kirtan like what they did this morning.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
No.
Anyway, then we talk about happiness. And Prabhupada said this world is full of happiness. Right? Do you believe it?
Dukhalaya Shashvatam, this is.
Huh?
Dukhalaya.
World is full of happiness.
You have planning for future.
Prabodhananda Saraswati said.
Vishwapura.
Huh? Vishwam Purna Sukhayate. Happiness. Are you happy?
When we are
Yes.
serving the Lord, when we are engaged in the services, then of course, then there is
So
happiness.
service is supposed to be continuous, right? Ahita ki apratiyata. We should be happy all the time. Always happy. How did Lord Chaitanya stay happy? Follow in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya, chanting all the time, and you'll be happy. So then you talk about sankalpa and vikalpa. What is that sankalpa and vikalpa?
Acceptance and rejection.
Acceptance and rejection.
Yes, this is manodharma, right? We accept, oh this is good, this is very nice. Then, oh no, I don't want this. You know. So then Lord Shiva talks about people who are doing devotional service. They have knowledge and detachment from the material world. Right? What's the verse? Knowledge and detachment.
Vidya Vairagya.
Vairagya.
Vasudeva.
Vidya Vairagya. Dhyanam kya hai tahat.
Yes. Devotional service is followed by Dhyan and Vairagya. They accompany Bhakti. But devotees are not interested in the so-called happiness and so-called distress. Devotee does not need to cultivate knowledge to understand the falsity or temporary existence of this material world. Right? Materialistic people, they're trying to cultivate knowledge, trying to understand the world is not real, there's so much suffering here. Devotee doesn't need to worry about that. Devotee just needs to do devotional service and everything is revealed just by doing bhakti. You see, the speculative philosopher tries to understand the material world, cultivating knowledge. But for a devotee, it's all automatic, without any separate endeavor. Just do devotional service, chanting, hearing, everything will come. Mayapur philosophers are very proud, oh they have so much knowledge, they know so much scriptures, so many verses. But unless they have taken shelter of Krishna or Vasudeva, then it's all useless. And they'll fall back to the material world. So there has to be that surrender to the Supreme Lord. But they don't have any Supreme Lord to surrender to. They're thinking, Namo Narayan. They're on the right. They're not thinking they're Supreme. So then, Lord Shiva gives another verse. He says, even he, Lord Shiva, and Lord Brahma, and Ashwini Kumaras, and Narada Muni, and the great sages who are Brahma's sons, not even the demigods can understand the pastimes and personality of the Supreme Lord. These things are not understandable, even to great demigods. Lord Brahma tried to understand what happened to Lord Brahma. Mental breakdown. The whole thing was just too much. After he stole away the cows and the cowherd boys and then came back, they were all there. Brahma's mind was just popped, and could not understand it. In the same way, Lord Shiva wanted to know what happened to Lord Shiva.
Mayamurti.
Huh?
Mayamurti.
Mayamurti, yeah. Mohini.
Mohini.
Right? Lord Shiva wanted to understand Lord Krishna's Maya. Wow, did he get a lesson, huh? He understood. So powerful. What is Krishna's Maya?
Narada also.
Hmm?
There is a story for Narada also.
Narada, what happened to Narada?
he wanted to see the Maya potency, the potency of the Lord with the Avartika potency of the Lord. So I think he went through the entire trying to marry somebody and then having a family and everything. All his houses going away in water, and then the water of devastation, and then Vishnu comes back and wakes him up. Something.
Yeah, so like that, nobody can, even these great souls, they cannot understand the pastimes of the Lord. So Prabhupada said, Lord Shiva is placing himself as one of the non-devotees who cannot understand the identity of the Lord. The Lord has unlimited numbers of forms, so it's impossible for a common man to understand. Lord Shiva is not a common man, he's not among the ordinary living entities, and he's not in the category of Lord Vishnu, he's between Vishnu and the common living entity. Okay, so that's the position of Lord Shiva. No one is very dear, no one is inimical. He has his own relatives, no one is alien to him. He's a friend of all living beings, very near and dear to all of them. This is his special position. Prabhupada writes, relationships of dearness or enmity between the Lord and the living beings are due to the interventions of the illusory energy. Because the three modes of nature intervene between the Lord and the living being, these different relations appear. Actually, the living entity is always near and dear to the Lord, and the Lord is dear to him. There is no question of partiality or enmity. So, Lord Shiva is explaining all of this to Parvati. He wants Parvati to understand everything. Lord Shiva said, I am very dear to Lord Narayan. No one should be astonished to see the activities of the devotees of Narayan, because they are free from attachment and envy. They're always peaceful. They're equal to everyone. So Prabhupada quotes from Chaitanya Charitamrita that nobody can understand the activities of a Vaishnava. The Vaishnavas are all exalted, liberated souls. So we cannot just understand them by our material senses. So the Lord and the Lord's devotees are on the same platform. So Lord Shiva is telling Parvati, both Chitraketu and I are always very dear to the Lord. Both he and I are on the same level as servants. We are always friends, and sometimes we enjoy joking words between us. So Chitraketu laughed. When Chitraketu laughed at my behavior, he did so on friendly terms, and therefore there was no reason to curse him. So Lord Shiva wants to educate his wife. He wants his wife to understand that her cursing was not very good. And Prabhupada said this is the difference between male and female that exists even in the higher status of life. So even in the heavenly planets up there, higher planets, there's a difference between men and women. Lord Shiva could understand Chitraketu very nicely, but Parvati could not. The Prabhupada talks about men and women, agitation, women's liberation, right? Send the women out to work. The women should be liberated. You can all go to work. That's the liberation. It's all cheating, you see. Man cheated the women. They told you're equal. You go to work too. Before the women were at home taking care of the house. Now they all have to go to work.
It's a double job.
Yeah.
Working
Yeah.
in the workplace, then come home and running
Definitely.
everything.
Yeah, the women's liberation was a thing done by men to cheat the women, to send them out to work. So Lord Shiva wanted to criticize Chitraketu because he was posing as a great devotee, but at the same time he was interested in enjoying with the Vijayadhara ladies. Chitraketu wanted to criticize Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, he wanted to criticize Chitraketu. Yeah. Lord Shiva had one wife on his lap, and it's all friendly jokes. There was nothing serious. There was no reason to curse. Mother Parvati could not appreciate Chitraketu's position, therefore she cursed him. But when she understood Lord Shiva's instruction, she was ashamed. Oh, she made a great mistake.
It was too late.
So she gave up. She became astonished. And she covered her face with her sari. Okay. So you can go through. There's not much more, just about the benefits of Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so tomorrow we'll finish, hopefully. We'll try to finish 2 chapters tomorrow, chapter 18 and 19.
Some announcements.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, just I'll take only 1 or 2 minutes. Because all of us know that we'll be celebrating a Silver Jubilee anniversary coming Saturday and Sunday, 15 and 16. So I humbly request all of you to be here on 15 and 16 because we need a lot of volunteers. So we have a list of services like helping in the programs, coordination, and helping with the guests, and helping with the prasad distribution, and helping with the exhibition stall, and etc. etc. So a lot of services are there. So we need your support. So also from your side, it is a wonderful way to express our gratitude to the institute. So lifetime opportunity. So please be available. So I assume that all of you are available on 15th and 16th off a day. 15th is the main day. 16th is not a problem. So I think 10:30 program schedule. So I want to tell you what basically 8:30 we start Kirtan, and 9 o'clock we'll have a lighting of the lamp and welcome address by chairman and keynote address by Surya Jayapatasa Maharaj, and after that some special speakers. His Grace Ravindra Shoro Prabhu and His Grace Harishori Prabhu, and plus some more speakers. That's the morning program. In the afternoon program, we have a panel discussion. We have His Holiness Bhakti Vinayanath Maharaj, and then we have His Holiness Bhakti Damodar Maharaj, and then we have Shiva's Prabhu also, like senior devotees. We have a panel discussion in the afternoon. That's on the 15th. And 16th, we have alumni hours. Basically, alumni students will be there. So some questions will be asked to the alumni students, and they will be sharing their experiences, realizations. So for the audience, that's the program.
Yeah.
So we need your support. Maybe I'll come back to you maybe on tomorrow regarding which devotee can do what service, or you have your choice. So I will explain tomorrow or day after. So I assume that all of you are available.
Jai.
Anyone is here.
Prabhu, which hours is it between what time till from what time? to
15th
what-
main day, Mataji. 15th morning 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock. 8:30 to 5 o'clock in the evening. 6 o'clock in the evening. Maybe the morning is a primary hours. Morning program. Okay, everyone is available?
15th morning I will be available. 15th second half and 16th I will be.
16th you are not there. Okay, no problem. 15th morning you are there. Okay. So except Prabhuji, everyone is there. Here.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Nice. Thank you, Maharaj.
They have prasadam 3 meals a day. 3 prasadam.
8:30 breakfast. 8:30 to 9 breakfast. And 15 and 16, 8:30 to 9 breakfast. Together breakfast, lunch.
Tomorrow only one class is there. Do we have 2 classes tomorrow? Yeah.
Yeah, we have to try to finish it.
I'll try.